New Orleans Saints Day with Kay Adams. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kay Adams. You may know her from the Up and Adams with Kay Adams podcast. She is going to, I think, every single team during training camp and spending one day with them. She recently spent the day with the New Orleans Saints out in Los Angeles. Demario Davis, Kellen Moore, Cam Jordan, Chris Olave, they were all interviewed. Some interesting stuff here. So we're going to watch this clip she posted on her Twitter. Said, if there's one thing you watch today, watch this clip. Okay, and listen. Yes, this is another video without a hat. Last time I did this, I had someone in the comments section say, never do another video without a hat. And I've thought about that at least once a day since then. But here we go.
Like you have the youngest coach in the NFL. I think it's an advantage, but how does that affect your role?
It's incredible. I see it more like a partnership. Like, you know, Kellen's a young coach, but he doesn't need anybody stewarding him. Like, he is phenomenal.
But you're the constant. You've been here. You've done that, and you speak on it.
Yeah, but I mean, this is his show. Like, he's the man. He's coming in and he's setting a whole new precedent and a whole new standard. And it's a joy for me to be able to be a part of it and come to work each day.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm not surprised that this is what's being said. Cam Jordan, during his interview with Kay Adams, says he's never seen a coach like Kellen Moore. He's never had a coach like Kellen Moore, which says a lot because Cam, yes, he was coached under Dennis Allen, but he was also a coach for a long time under Sean Payton. Okay, and we've made a lot about the Kellen Moore hiring. And I want you to remember, this is what we mean when we're saying that the trend lines are positive, the Saints are going in a good direction, we finally have an identity. We finally have a culture. Kellen's building something. The staff is building something. This is the big picture. This is what you have to see. So when you're reeing all over yourself, crying all over the keyboard because Dylan Radins or some other fourth string tackle or our eighth string defensive tackle isn't stopping the run in the preseason game, this is what you have to focus on. It's not wins and losses against the Chargers in preseason. It's what are we actually building? What actually is the culture here? Last year, y'all remember, it was rotten. Dennis Allen had players basically going on full-on mutiny in the locker room. He had full-on player versus coach, full-on player versus media. Dennis Allen had done everything he could to ruin the Saints culture. Kellen Moore has been there since March, and let's just put that in perspective when you hear how Demario Davis answers this question.
I am a fan. I don't know if I've ever had a coach who I was a fan of. And I mean, he is very impressive. He is remarkably impressive.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? What's impressive?
Man, it's so many nuances that go into just going to work every day in this business. Like, it's a great business, but it can be really hard, crappy days, just especially like the games are fun, but work can be just long, exhausting, all these different things.
Yeah, reminds me of when I worked in a plumbing warehouse with no air conditioning, no heat, was unloading 18-wheeler trailers full of shower units coated in fiberglass shards going in my forearms.
And number one, the staff he's assembled is incredible. I don't know, and it's not to take a shot at anybody, but I don't know if I've ever had like a sniper offensive-minded head coach and a sniper defensive-minded head coach at the same time.
What we've been saying, Brandon Staley as the DC is a big deal. Kellen Moore as the head coach / OC is a big deal. What we've been saying, how big of an upgrade it is over last year and the year before, and really since Sean Payton left. It wasn't that long ago, ladies and gentlemen, Pistol Pete Carmichael would have been in the background of this video, blowing bubbles and picking up, little pieces of grass and trying to tie bows or something. It was not that long ago. Pistol Pete was on the sidelines, and we weren't even sure if his headset was actually plugged in.
Like that and Brandon Staley, like the stuff. Sniper head coaches are coaches or coordinators are the ones who, they don't just run a system, but they'll go draw something in the dirt and like attack you because they get confident in calling their own stuff.
And we know that that's what they want to do. They want to call it during the game. They want to adjust and call it during the game. They want to see, okay, this is happening. We're going to adjust on the fly. We're going to do this. That's what Sean McVay does. Sean McVay, most of what he's doing is during the game. It's, he comes in with a game plan. Let's see what they do, and now we're going to play chess.
Rex Ryan was like that, as a defensive play caller. You don't have many that'll deviate from the system and throw something in on the spot. Brandon Staley.
Both doing
they
that?
both doing it. They're doing new stuff for practice. Like they
Like what?
competing against each other, like plays. So I don't know if I ever had that at the same time. So that competitive energy is cool, and the way that they've made it like very simple for guys just to be able to come in. And then this Ted Rath guy, like
Tell me.
he's incredible. So this our speed, strength, and conditioning coach and the system that he runs. Like I liked coming to OTAs and minicamp. I mean, I'm in year 14. I'd rather be at home. I got my own training program. So like if I want to be here, it means you're doing something. Like they made me better as a player.
I keep seeing.
This isn't a rookie saying this. And Cam Jordan's interview, same thing. Cam's not a rookie. So when Cam says, I've never been around a coach like Kellen Moore, when Demario Davis says, I've never been around a coaching staff like this, I'm excited to practice, I'm excited to go to OTAs, I'm excited to minicamp, that holds weight.
Hearing these, and you're saying it. I mean, you're kind of
Yeah.
lit up. Like
So no, I'm just the beginning.
you're a fan of.
That's just the
Kellen.
staff. That's just the staff. I didn't even talk about him. That's the staff that he assembled.
Talk about him.
I think that speaks highly because the greatest people in the world, they know how to be around people who are smarter than them.
Building a team is the hardest thing in the world.
That tells you a lot about a person if they surround themselves with people who can outthink them. But I think that his just understanding of efficiency as a whole,
Okay.
just how he structures out our day is like we're able to get a lot of reps in, we're able to get a lot of film time in, but he keeps our minds fresh, he keeps our bodies fresh. I mean, we had 2 scrimmages before the first preseason game, and it wasn't like unbearable.
Because what happened? We know we covered it every day. He did a scrimmage, and he would sandwich off days or light days around those scrimmages. He would lead up to it with, oh, today we're only doing red zone after the day where they do a scrimmage. Why? Because they're not running around as much. Every detail has been taken into account.
It was great. And like practices, he knows how to get us in and get us out. Like we get our work done and we're done.
What is New Orleans football? What have they been reporting every practice? They've been saying, I can't believe how efficient this practice was. They were out there for an hour. They ran 80 plays. Every practice, they kept saying that.
And it's been like that since we came back on OTAs. And so just like how he understands the day, and I don't know if it's because he's 37, I'm 36, and our brains just think the same, but if I was running the team, I would run it exactly like him.
How much of what you're saying has to do with his age?
I think that plays he's using that as a strength.
It
that
is.
He's not as removed from the locker room as some other coaches would be.
Remember, Kellen went from the locker room to the next year being a coach. He didn't take time off. He didn't go coach college, didn't go coach high school, didn't try and go play in the CFL. He went straight from Cowboys quarterback to Cowboys coach.
So he just reverse engineers it. If I was a player, how would I want it ran?
Yeah.
And I think because he's on that timeline, like it's guys that he coached that he actually played with and against, that he's just reverse engineering it, and it's a secret sauce.
He's a sniper.
Yeah, he's cold.
I don't know that fans might agree or see, or even the world of the NFL might see it that way. It really means a lot that it's not even the words he's saying, everybody out there, it's kind of how you're saying it to me.
You know who believes it? Me. What I've been saying. I've been saying Kellen Moore will be, when it's all said and done, the greatest coach in New Orleans Saints history. Look at this interview. Listen to this interview. I just gave myself goosebumps, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this interview. And now juxtapose, that's the word of the day, juxtapose it with Twitter, Saints subreddit, some Saints content creators, national media, who are all saying, this is going to be a long season. Get out the brown paper bags. What team should I root for? Because I can't root for the New Orleans Saints. Juxtapose this with that. It's a completely different world. Really is. There's something being built in this locker room. There's something being built around this team. Now, does that mean they're going to go out there and win 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games? No. I mean, they could, I guess. But more than likely, 6 wins, 7 wins, 5 wins, whatever. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck works out. Because I have faith in this staff that if they don't work out, they'll find the next one that does. If they don't work out and they hit their ceiling and they're just average to below average or whatever, there's not a doubt in my mind that they'll find their guy, that everything will come together. And I just don't think you can be this good with a locker room, efficiency, attention to detail, whatnot, and be a bad coach. I don't think it can happen.
Because it's real. It's not. Let me tell you who he is. This is the guy.
Me.
Like, video gamers will understand this analogy. Like, you play Madden, and you could be like one of the top rated players in the world, and then in walks this little kid, and you think like, oh, I'm just gonna smoke him.
Justin Bieber haircut.
But this kid knows all the glitches in the game. He knows every trick known to man, and you feel like the game is cheating you, and it's like, no, the game ain't cheating you. This guy's just cracked the code.
It's his strength, these little things. That's what I keep hearing of snippets of, like, it's these little things, but it's sort of, is that what it is? He's just like these little.
Man, he got this quiet confidence about him that you just never see coming. You will miss it. Yeah. But when you in it, we're all just immersed in the Kellen Moore regime at this point. Like, and he's came in and laid the groundwork quick. I've been here 8 years, and this man is.
Yeah, he's been there since March.
I mean, it's different. It's different. I just been raving about him and the coaching staff, and it's a joy to come to work every day. I said this the other day on Good Morning Football. I'm like, our record has been what it's been, and we got work to do. But I guarantee you, there's nobody having more fun coming to work than the New Orleans Saints right now.
That is something. That is a big deal, and I just love to hear this kind of stuff because I love whenever you hear the reeing, the just misery and dooming and glooming, and then you hear this, and it puts it into perspective what's actually happening. I mean, like, ladies and gentlemen, think about what Demario Davis is saying. Demario Davis, 14 years in the NFL, is telling you Kellen Moore is a wizard, cracked the code, a genius. He's this and that, his play calling, his attention to detail, or whatever. And for the last 4 or 5 days, we've actually had people who are saying that Kellen Moore's play calling is questionable because of that preseason game. I mean, if that doesn't make you just take a step back, open the windows and get some fresh air, I don't know what does.
Paintball, and there's all these activities.
Nobody's having more fun than us right now.
Nobody's having more fun.
And winning is synonymous with fun. Don't get that twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But having a joy to be able to come to work every day is a big deal.
The absolute opposite of the Dennis Allen experience. Dennis Allen had people straight up rioting, didn't want to show up, miserable. He almost made Cam Jordan retire. Okay? And a few months later, this is what we're hearing. Okay, so this is same situation. Kay just did like a 2-minute, like, here's the cliff notes of what was being said during all the interviews and whatnot. So let's see what she's got to say.
And New Orleans Saints. They're not in L.A., Louisiana. They're in L.A.-ish, California, Orange County, Newport Beach to be specific. And I got to tell you, I got here, I was walking through the hallways. Everyone who talks about Kellen Moore himself, there is like a fandom of him. Let me tell you some of the words that I've heard so far without even talking to anybody. Sniper, genius, efficient, mastermind.
A lot of what people say about me.
Team builder, the way that he's put together his staff, the compliments are flowing. I'm not even kidding. And I thought we would talk more about the quarterback battle du jour. 3-headed monster? I don't think so. 2-headed monster? Is it Chuck? Is it the incumbent, Spencer Rattler? Who has the edge? The story seems to be, at least now, and camp hasn't started yet, practice is later today, it's all about the coach.
Yeah, I really, it sounds crazy, but I just gave myself goosebumps again. I might have the flu. It sounds crazy, but this quarterback battle, it really doesn't matter. Because if you look at what Kellen's building, this is the first iteration of it. You got a 5th-round guy in Spencer Rattler who was there last year. You have a 2nd-round pick in Tyler Shuck. He's not a 1st overall pick. He's not the 9th overall pick. He's not the 10th overall pick. He's a 2nd-rounder. Okay? If they don't work out, Kellen and this group, they'll go get the next one. Even if they're whatever, even if they're Aiden O'Connell for a year, 2 years, and then they finally decide, all right, let's move off this. As long as that infrastructure's in place, as long as that's being built the right way, it is what it is. It is what it is. You can go through, look at all kind of different. I mean, just like Philadelphia. You know, I always like Carson Wentz didn't work out. He got hurt. Whatever. You know, he was good for a minute. Got hurt. Did it matter that they didn't work out? No. because they built the infrastructure, they get Jalen Hurts, they build around him, good to go. And they invested a whole lot more in Carson Wentz than the Saints have invested in Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler. So you have to have this like simultaneous short-term, long-term view of the team. And viewing everything through the lens of preseason game 1, preseason game 2, you're missing a lot of the context. And when you hear this from Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, all these guys, I'm telling you, this is what is important. This right here, this Demario Davis interview is so much more important than 4th and 3 on the goal line against the Chargers.
The culture. I also want to say, I was walking through the hall, and everyone has their mantras and things. Joy. I don't know that I've ever seen joy, I could be wrong, plastered anywhere, like on signage. There's a thing that says
Joy Theater, downtown New Orleans, Canal Street.
Joy. I like that. We're going to have a great day. Cam Jordan, speaking of joy, on the program. Demario Davis, contract year. Mickey Loomis, what's going on? I want to talk a little bit about Tyrann Mathieu, of course, the past, the present, the future. Get some stories from these guys. Chris Olave, how hurt was he last year? Now he's healthy. Back to 1,000-yard seasons like he did his first 2 years. He's entering year 4, which is hard to believe. And yes, I will get to the bottom of it as I try to directly and honestly shoot Mr. Lefty, lefty to lefty. K to Kellen. Who's your quarterback?
There you go. I can promise you this. I guarantee you if someone asked her after this to rank like the teams or whatever and do like a future ranking, I guarantee you she wouldn't put the Saints 32nd. I guarantee you. Because when you're not there and when you're not in it, you can just look at it and be like, oh, this team sucks, whatever, garbage, 32nd. I guarantee if she did, like ESPN just did their future power rankings, which is insane. How do you even do that? But they just did their future power rankings, had the Saints 32nd. We've seen the Saints 32nd in every single power ranking that's ever been made. I have a sneaky feeling if you asked her, she would not have them last because of what's actually happening and not just what is being perceived to be happening. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to show you this. About a month ago, I told y'all to go ahead and take Alvin Kamara's over regular season rushing at 750.5. We went through the reasons in that video if you want to go back and watch. We talked about how new offensive line, new system, if he got 990 whatever last year, 950 last year, why would he be 200 yards worse this year? So we talked about it. And I checked today, it has gone up by 25 yards. So money's coming in on the over. I hope you followed the face of the franchise, and I hope you got this at a good number. 25 yards is a lot. So it has moved. I would call this significant. I mean, going from 750 to 775 in August is pretty wild. So money's coming in on the over, and prospective money's coming in on the over. So if you haven't yet, you're getting the worst number of it because you could have had 750 whenever I put that video out. But 775 probably still worth. I think anything under 800 is still worth a bet. So if you're looking to get down, just know that stuff's starting to move, and he hasn't even played yet. So if Alvin plays in the preseason, looks good, this is just going to keep going up. This could be 825 by the time week 1 rolls around, and then you're cooked on value. So little PSA. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you in the next video.